The hardest part about doing a large multifamily deal is literally finding the deal. If you find the deal, I believe anybody can pull together the resources to make a deal like this happen. So this past weekend, I had someone ask me, how they can get into buying a single family house and they don't have any money. And I said, well, I recently bought a 100 unit for 13.25 million with none of my own money. And they were kind of blown away at that. And they asked me, how did you do that? And I said, well, it was easy. I found a deal from a local broker, commercial broker, a friend of mine. It was a difficult deal. There were 3 owners, and it had recently fallen apart with a previous sale prior to COVID. So we started working on the deal. I was interested in the deal. I liked the numbers. I thought it could work. 13.25 million was the purchase price. We needed $5 million to close the down payment, the reserves, any escrows the bank needed, any capital improvements that the property needed. We call that CapEx in our world. We had about $250,000 budgeted for CapEx in that deal. I wasn't able to do that myself, so I had to look for a partner that could raise the capital. And I reached out to one of my local masterminds and kind of struck out there. I had another partnership struck up with another buddy of mine for him to raise the capital, and that fell apart as well. It wasn't until a friend of mine, Dave, referred me to his buddy, Michael, who he thought he could raise the capital. Our average rent roll on day one was $1,100 a month per unit. And the previous owners they didn't raise rents. There were some rents that were in the $850 to $900 range. And that was just extremely under rented for the market. Now they had 1 or 2 units that were at $1,345 a month. And we firmly believe within 3 years, we could get to $1,350 a month in monthly rentals at this property. And right now, I think the last 15 or 20 units we rented them at $1,595 plus an HOA fee of $68 a month. So we are exceeding year 4 expectations at the end of 1 year. Our projected rate of return for year 1 we were shooting for around 7.5% to the investors, and we over-delivered and provided a 9.7% return. This past quarter, we provided a 10% return to our investors. Part of my compensation for putting the deal together was I got an acquisition fee of $197,000 at closing. I also get positive cash flow right now of about $8,000 a month on this deal. The hardest part about doing a large multifamily deal is literally finding the deal. If you find the deal, I believe anybody can pull together the resources to make a deal like this happen.